Hey, it's Greg Albertson from Motorcycle Superstore, and I'm back again with more fun tips. Today I'm going to show you how to bleed some brakes. We're going to focus on the front brake today. I have a nice pneumatic bleeder, but for the video's sake I'm going to use just a water bottle and a piece of hose. Alright guys, so get a load of this. This is a clear window. Look through it, it doesn't look like oil colored, it's black. It's time to change the oil. First thing we're going to do in this case, we got a little Torx head bit. We're just going to pop the master cylinder cap off. When you remove the cap, make sure the rubber boot's still on there. It's going to be covered in oil, so make sure you set it somewhere down that's clean. As you can see, the fluid's a grayish, like dark, dirty color. It should be clear or almost like an engine oil, like light brown color. We know it's time to be changed. If you look at the lever though, the lever's got decent feel and the fluid is to the top, so we really don't have an issue as far as the brake's fading right yet, but if we were to let it go, the dirtier this gets, the easier the brake fades. Alright, so we're going to take our little custom bottle and hose here and stick it on the end of the bleeder. The bleeder's got a, should have a little rubber cap on it. Insert an 8mm or whatever size that nut is on there before you put your hose on there so you can get to it. Like I said, this is nothing special. It's just a water bottle with a hole in it and a hose. That way when we go and crack our bleeder, the fluid doesn't just squirt everywhere. Alright, once you got your wrench on there and your hose connected, it's time to go ahead and crack the bleeder, but not first before pumping up the front brake. A lot of times it's helpful to have somebody help you. That way somebody can be cracking this wrench and bleeding out the lever at the same time, but it's definitely doable by yourself, so I'm going to demonstrate how to do it by yourself. Come up here to your handbrake lever and pump it and make sure the brake's got good pressure. Once the brake's got good pressure, hold the pressure on it and then crack your bleeder. By doing that, it's going to pump all the fluid from the handbrake, not all it, but it's going to pump a little bit of fluid from the handbrake out the bleeder. Now before releasing the brake, make sure your bleeder is tight down here with your wrench again, and then proceed to pump your brake up until you've got pressure on your handbrake again. You need to repeat these steps as many times as it takes to go ahead and drain your fluid. Alright, make sure you're using the proper brake fluid too. Most of these handbrakes take a .4 brake fluid, and that's just a certain specification. There's .3, .4, .5. Like I said, most take a .4. In this case, I'm using a .4 moto oil, and we use this in all our race bikes. Alright, after you've done that step a few times, you'll notice that your fluid is starting to get towards the bottom. The biggest thing to make sure you don't do is don't drain all your fluid out, because then you'll bleed air into your line. So right before it gets to the bottom, make sure you're topping your master cylinder off with fluid as you go along to keep from sucking air through the line. Notice we've got a few bubbles coming up from going ahead and bumping the front brake. That's what we're trying to get rid of. You want to get rid of all the bubbles. If there's air, bubbles are air, and if there's air in your line, your brake's going to feel spongy. See, I'm flicking this line right here, and I just found by flicking that line a little bit, it forces the bubbles up through the line. So it's a good little tip for getting all the bubbles out of your line. Do this in conjunction with popping the front brake lever with your thumb. Alright, another tip to getting all the air out of your line is actually back bleeding your brakes, what they call back bleeding. And all we're doing is, when we're back bleeding, we're just pushing the pistons in the caliper in, and it's forcing, instead of forcing the fluid down the line, we're forcing the fluid back up through the line into the master cylinder. So all you got to do to do that is grab the caliper with your two thumbs and then grip onto the spokes and just push the caliper in towards the front brake. You know you've done it properly when there's no drag on your front wheel. The pads aren't touching. All those steps I've showed you, just continue to repeat those steps until there's no air in your line. Make sure there's no bubbles coming back up through your master cylinder. Make sure you got a good feel in your front brake, and once that's done and your oil's topped off, or your fluid rather, you can go ahead and put your cap back on. Notice the oil now is kind of like a golden brown color. It's clear, you can actually see to the bottom of the master cylinder there, so you don't want to see any dirt or gray or nastiness in there. So as soon as it's clear, you're good to go. So we're going to drop this cap on, and like I said, make sure you leave yourself a little room so you don't overflow, so this rubber piece can go down inside without overflowing the fluid, but at the same time you don't want it to be too low. All right, see, we're running a little bit of overflow there. That's not a big deal. Just make sure you tighten it up. Once you tighten it up, make sure that you go ahead and wipe off that excess fluid because it's some nasty stuff. All right, so all we're doing now is pulling this bottle off. This should be tight, so you can just pull the hose right off your bleeder there, and then go ahead and cap off your bleeder. And there's our excess oil. You can kind of see how dirty it is. It's definitely time to be bled, looking like that. Even though we didn't have any issues as far as the feel on our front brake, we haven't lost anything yet. You can just tell by the oil, the look of the oil, that it was time. And by doing that and bleeding your brakes often enough, you're going to go ahead and improve the longevity of your handbrake without having to rebuild it. So that's bleeding your brakes in the nutshell right there. Same process can be done for the rear brake. Little 10-15 minute jobs like that will keep your bike feeling fresh. All right, this has been Greg Albertson with Motorcycle Superstore. For more how-tos and tips like this, stay tuned to our YouTube channel.